Hey everybody, this is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching. Welcome to our video number 100. If you can believe it, we've already made 99 other videos. And if you've been here for the entire first 99, thank you for sticking around. And if you're just joining us recently, which a lot of people are, we have a lot of new subscribers. Thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving comments in the comment section below. I try to answer as many of those as I can. I think I get them all. If I miss yours, I'm sorry. Leave another one and we'll catch up that way. You would think after doing 100 videos, I would have some idea of what people actually want to watch on YouTube. Fact of the matter is I have no clue. This video is no exception. But I do think that top 10 lists are popular. So this is going to be a top 10 list. So the other day I was wasting time on a guitar building forum and I saw a list of 10 things that the author had decided were essential features of a guitar company should they want to be marketable. Now, this list was clearly made by a young man. I could tell not only by his lousy grammar and spelling, but also his enthusiasm and youthful exuberance for what he was talking about. It takes one to know one. And I know a lot about lousy spelling and grammar, as well as enthusiasm. As far as youthful exuberance goes, well, I didn't always have this much gray hair. I've mellowed out quite a bit since I started building guitars. I no longer think I'm going to be the next Paul Reed Smith. I realize that I don't know everything. Sometime in my 40s, I think, is when I realized that. I do, however, have a grumpy old man streak a mile wide. And it occurred to me that at least according to this guy, I was doing everything wrong. So I decided to make a video of my own list of my own opinions of what the industry looks for. So this is my top 10 list of things that a guitar company ought to do if they want to be marketable. So enough with the bullshit talk, let's get right to it. Number 1, be a Mickey Mouse guitar maker. People think that's a derogatory thing, but what I mean is, for me, people's workshops are like Disneyland, and I love to hang out with where tangible things are being made by actual people who make tangible things. But what draws me to those places isn't just the tools or, like the rides, and those are great, but I'm more interested in the personalities of the workforce. The people who have blood, sweat, toil, and tears. Those are the kind of guys that I want to have beers with. Just like the kid wants to have breakfast with Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck or Minnie, I want to drink beer with those guys who have charisma and magnetism. And I think that the guitar buying public is just like every kid at Disneyland. They want to see the fucking mouse. Boutique guitar builders have to have a personality that separates their products from the rest. As if making superior guitars wasn't enough. Number 2, come up with your own model and make a bunch of them. It should go without saying that a unique design will help distinguish your brand from all the others. And how wacky your original design is may have an impact on your ability to sell them, or even give them away. But this is still up to you. I have made a bunch of what you could call counterfeit guitars for my friends, and they were all fun projects. In fact, they were all so much fun that I'm not going to do them anymore. So from now on, all the guitars that I build will not be mistaken for some other guitar. And the other cool thing about making a lot of your own model is as you start to refine things down, and as you start to, if you make the same thing over and over and over again, and constantly product improve that, you can come up with all sorts of fixtures and jigs, or if you're a CNC guy, you can tweak all the CNC stuff. And after you've made quite a few of them, you will have essentially something that is ideal and perfect, not just in the end product, but also in the process of how to build it. Number 3, guitar mashups are stupid. Do I need to say any more? Number 4, don't be in a rush to sell anything. You know, getting paid for building guitars is really a dream come true for most of us. And a potential problem with this idea is thinking you're ready when you're not quite ready. I've often said that building an electric guitar is like an 8th grade shop project. But if you haven't perfected your craft, you're probably not ready to start selling stuff yet. And selling your guitars when you're still honing your skill is not the best way to make a first impression. If tomorrow you can make guitars that are way better than yesterday you can, then you might want to rethink selling products. You know, obviously there should come a time when you have to throw your hat in the ring and see what shakes out. But all I'm saying is don't be too hasty. Number 5, hippie wood sucks. This is a really important one. No one cares about the multi-laminated snob wood that's impossible to pronounce that you're using. Oh yeah, and no one gives a crap that the fungus wood that you think looks cool is toxic to breathe. There's only a handful of timber that guitar buyers want to actually buy. So I have a story. When I was an apprentice, we were building a guitar for a fan of the Grateful Dead, and he was going to deliver it to Bob Weir after a Grateful Dead show. And so we built it, and this thing was loaded with exotic wood, and it even had like dancing bear inlay and stuff. And we got to go with this guy when he gave it to Bob Weir backstage after the Grateful Dead show. And this jam band icon, who represents everything that is wrong with rock and roll, was like, oh yeah, cool. It was actually too goofy for him. Number 6, there's such a thing as too much figure. Now, I'm going to talk trash about quilt maple and at the same time Paul Reed Smith. And we're going to throw flame maple in there too, even though I do still like flame maple. But you know those guitars that look like they have that swimming pool finish? Man, let's face it, the guys in Nickelback play those guitars. You know, I think a little bit of figure is cool, and more importantly, it's easy to come by. But you don't have to go nuts with the goofy wood. Remember, some of the most highly coveted and sought after guitars of all time had a fraction of the stripedy ass woods that you see today. And since this aesthetic has become so popular, several companies have even started using the low-cost alternatives to get the same effect, you know, real thin veneer or even photographs of wood. And they are just so ridiculously over the top that it just looks fake. So build a good guitar and use a little bit of figure, but you don't have to go nuts. Number 7, tying it all together, flake is the new flame. That's right, you already know how I feel about the crazy figured and exotic woods. The more I do this, the more people ask me to do like that crazy bike seat speckle metal flake stuff, the big like boat epoxy junk. You know, metal flake won't make your motorcycle go any faster, but it will get you laid faster. If you can apply this metric to a guitar, the finish choice should really be obvious. Number 8. It's not finished until it's finished. When I first started making guitars, I loved using oil finishes, partly because people were always bitching about the super thick layer of poly that was found on every guitar that was, you know, at Guitar Center. And I didn't have a proper facility to consistently apply the hard finish that I wanted to use. And we went through several iterations of the finishing process and finally came up with a solution that works really, really well for us. Spoiler alert, it's not oil. Number 9, you don't get to pick your fans. Mike Tyson said that everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And every business has to have some kind of grand scheme if they have any desire to stick around. But you know what? You really need to balance that with input from your customer base. So this is a large industry, and I really do believe that there's room for everybody in it who is aggressive and unique. So be true to yourself, but remember, a plan is a plan until it's not a plan anymore. Number 10, work half days. Want to know how to be really successful? Work half days. Remember, a day is 24 hours. And you know, this is not going to make you a particularly popular guy with family and friends. But remember, the day isn't over when the lights in the shop go out. There's lots of things that still need to be done. Returning emails, figuring out how to work all the nuances of social media, website optimization, newsletters. You know, you have to work really hard to keep everyone in the loop. Maybe you should work a little more than half days. Here's a bonus one. Everyone wants you to fail. That's right. When you start building guitars, it's really fun. And then you start to get a little bit more into the business side of it, and you realize that there's a lot of hurdles in your path. So many that it's going to seem like people are out to get you. And they are. You know, guitar players will tell you that you're doing it wrong. Government agencies will tell you that you can't do that. You're going to have to want this more than they want you to fail. So thanks for watching our 100th video. We sure do have a lot of fun making these videos, and we'll continue to do so as long as y'all keep watching. So if you like the video, give us the thumbs up. If you have something that you'd like to share, or your own top 10 list because you're so smart, leave it in the comment section below. If you like content like this, hit the subscribe button. Don't cost nothing. So this is Matt at Texas Toast Guitars, thanking you once again and reminding you, as always, that if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what I do. Thanks for watching, everybody.